You can see me well, right?
Okay, welcome, Gabriela.
Hello, Jody.
Hello. So psyched about this interview.
I did too. I'm so excited that I showed up a month earlier
Yeah, the
on your Zoom call.
enthusiasm. Yes. Please tell everybody about who you are and what you do.
So my name is Gabriela Gunn. Some people can know me as Gabriela Gunchikova. I shortened my name because it was a problem in America. Like
Mhm.
people couldn't really say it. So Gabriela Gunn is basically the short version of my name. And some people know me from Trans-Siberian Orchestra and touring in the US with them. Some people know me from Ken Templin Vocal Academy, which is crazy because together, I mean, we started to work together. I think it's 11 years ago now. So from that, I mean, we sort of try to teach the world sing, and especially like rock and metal singing. Some people know me from mainly in Europe from the Eurovision Song Contest. And my buddies at home, like the Czech Republic, know me from the Czech and Slovak Idol, which is how I started my professional career.
Wow, that is so cool. I have heard your an album that you released that I think is in Czech.
It is.
Yeah, I actually really love that album.
Hey,
I don't understand any of the words, but I love all the singing and the songwriting is really great as well.
did you like the black and white one?
It's where you're wearing sunglasses.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that was my second album. I think I released that in 2013.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, you liked it.
Yeah, there's the song, okay, like Journey Andel. I don't know if I said that close.
Black Angel.
Oh, okay. I kind of thought that's what it was about. I don't know why, but I guess it comes across. So I really like that song particularly.
That's all.
Um, yeah, and singing for Trans-Siberian Orchestra is so cool. I just think it's so awesome. It's
Super
like
cool.
all these like really amazing like tours and gigs that all the girls are doing, but like my top two favorite have to be that you sing for Trans-Siberian Orchestra and Gita Gash played at the Whitney Biennial with her
Wow.
band. It's like these are the goals.
But I mean, it's my family for sure. And I today I would not live in America if it wouldn't be them basically discovering me on YouTube back in 2014.
Wow, that is so interesting. There's been like a couple people where that has worked out. Social media has like been the key to opening the
Yeah, I think I was one of the sort of like before TikTok, before Instagram, like YouTube was really big. And I think that, one of the first really viral sort of like rock singing that was with KTVA. Like we had millions of views. It was crazy because I had no idea I was coming to see Ken. And it was in 2013 just to train my voice and learn something. And he had the idea just to record my progress of growing as a singer and put it on YouTube and see like before and after and educate people about how to create the raspiness and how to, being a girl that wanted to sing like a guy as much as close as possible. And so we did, I don't know, like Iron Maiden, The Trooper, we did Foo Fighters, I think. And so that's how I got discovered by TSO. They found it on YouTube, and I
How
just sent
incredible.
like a ticket to Florida to audition for them.
Wow, that is so amazing. I love this story. Also, I wanted to say that I relate about changing the last name because my last name is actually Gamolczyk, but it's too Polish for the
See,
US. So like
you don't have the OVA? Do you have the OVA at all?
um I'm not totally sure how it was spelled before immigration because my grandfather changed it.
Probably there was OVA because that's what I'm trying to always explain to Americans. I am Gunchikova, but my dad is Gunchik, and
Hmm.
my brother is Gunchik. Because the OVA that stands for ovaries.
I didn't know that. I just knew it was the feminization.
From that. So girls always get the ova. So Gunchik is still quite, it sounds very similar to your name. I think it's still a little hard to remember. So Gun,
Yeah,
it's
make it easy for people. I know. Yeah.
it up.
It's same thing with why I go with Joe instead of Jody, because I'm like, if I start giving them two names they've never spelled before, they'll never find me. So,
Yeah, yeah.
and but anyway, when did you first realize that you loved rock and metal music and you wanted to create more of it?
So with me, I think it's sort of inevitable. My dad, he's a guitar player. So me and my brother, we grew up on, rock music. It was playing in the household, at home, it was playing in the car, the road trips. And I have to say, my dad had no mercy. My brother would be 4, I would be 8, and we were listening to like Uriah Heep, like
Cool.
progressive
Yeah.
music. And I always like I sort of have this theory that you sort of can wire the child's brain for music a little bit, and then it reflects like later in the life like what they like. Could be also DNA. I sort of was really happy to hang out with my dad and going to see him
Hmm.
playing at the rehearsals with his band. So I would be like 5-year-old and I would be just sitting in the guitar case watching my dad playing. And I remember myself like as a kid, I was just like, like when I grow up, like I want to be like cool like my dad. I want to do something like that. And so um I'm very fond of rock and metal because to me it is a sense of comfort to my soul.
Hmm.
Yeah, like I like other genres as well, and I listen to a ton of other stuff, but there's something about comfort and something that I'm so passionate about. And that's only with mainly with the rock and metal music. And I become a singer and my brother is a drummer. And I like my favorite thing is to come home, sit down. My mom is not so musical. She sort of like tolerates she tolerates the three of us. She's just like, guys, I cannot relate whatever you have for the conversation. I'm out. It's because to me it's like my dad and my brother when they talk about cars or I don't know, whatever, something that I don't really understand.
Hmm.
I also sort of like disconnect. So my mom, she tolerates her whole life the fact that she's got 3 musicians in the house, and anytime I fly back home, my favorite thing is to just sit down with my brother and my dad, and we just nerd about albums and you know music in general, and I just love that.
That is so great. So, do you, okay, so I guess like the Uriah Heep album is a great story. That was such a beautiful story. I'm like distracted by it.
No,
ADHD.
so no, 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 I'm glad you like it. And it was amazing because I got to perform with them. It was last year on the tour with the Rock Meets Classic, which is like a German project where famous bands or famous singers, including Dee Snider or Joey Tempest from Europe, and Uriah Heep, which was Mick Box and Bernie. So I got to sing July Morning with them.
Wow. Oh, what a great like completion to the
I
whole
know,
story.
no, I know. It was amazing. It was just amazing, and they really are the sweetest people. So for sure, I was like remembering myself being like 8 years old and like liking July Mornings, probably my favorite song.
Hmm.
Um, and then being able to sing, the high notes that are like in the middle of the song, like with Bernie, that was super amazing.
That is so great. It's also like funny. I feel like I can relate to like how like dad's music influenced the music that I liked. There was this car ride I was on with my dad, and I was like really mad that I was in the car with him for some reason. So I put a Metallica CD in, and then he was like, "Hey, wait a minute. This whole thing is a rip from this one classical piece of music. Look." And he got the like classical music CD out and he put it in, and I was like, "Oh, it is the same. Darn it. I wanted to like irritate my dad with my metal." And instead he was like, "Oh, I know what this is." Um, but yeah, he was a pipe organist, so I didn't want to be like him, I thought, and now I'm in a metal band with organ.
I
So
mean, Oh, I love it. I love it. I
All
love it.
around,
I
Uriah's
totally.
organs.
Yeah, no, and that's what it is. I mean, honestly, rock and metal music to me, it is the extension of the classical music. Of
Yeah,
course, like all the music comes from that, but if you listen into Bach or Beethoven, like these guys are shredders. Mozart, the same. It's just if you turn it into more of a distorted sound, I almost feel like that's what they had in their mind, but they didn't have the instruments to
totally.
do.
Yeah.
Toccata, you
And
know,
yeah, and like Wagner just like totally blows your hair back. Like it's this close to being metal already, right?
it
So,
is. Absolutely.
this is going to be an interesting answer from you. If your music were a movie soundtrack, what would the movie be about?
If my music would be a soundtrack, my original music or like what kind of music?
I think your original.
Okay, so my original music right now that I'm working on, I would say that I'm at the stage of my life where I'm sort of um I'm embracing the darker parts of me,
Mhm.
which is not like not in a bad way, but like right now, and I don't really think that it's a phase. It's sort of like a aesthetic that I like, and that's sort of more of the dark, spooky, haunting vibe. I like my favorite one of my favorite movies of all time is Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Me too.
With
Totally.
Gary Oldman and Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder, I think, is in it. And that it there's something about a sort of like a horror movie like that that is so comforting to me.
Oh man, there's these like 1970s Czech films that are kind of like that, like The Ninth Heart. Have you ever heard of that movie?
Yeah.
Right? Very Bram Stoker's, very big influence on Bram Stoker's Dracula. And there's like Valerie. I think that one might be Romanian, but like same kind of vibe.
I have
I
to check
love
it out.
those. Oh, if you have not seen The Ninth Heart, it is
I Yeah.
my favorite. It's like a more beautiful version of Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's just a perfect love story with all this weird, weird magic in it.
Wow.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah. I have to check it out. No, that is something that the cinematography of the movie, like when Lucy's going down in the red dress, and you have like all of that spooky haunting music. That's what I would say is sort of what I like to create now. I love this the cinema. I always love the theatrical bands the most because I always loved the bands that were sort of larger than life and that can sort of take me and just take me somewhere else.
Hmm.
I remember when I finished the Dracula movie, like I was of course sad because the love story was so heartbreaking, and to me it was relatable. And I could not stop thinking about it. Like I really felt like I was for days sort of living in a different world, and you know that's what art is for, in my opinion. Like if you manage to do that, you're a really good artist.
I totally agree with you. I love a theatrical band. I love when a performance is like totally fleshed out, everything from like the lyrical storytelling to the costumes to like the movement of people on stage, sort of like Kate Bush just gives us everything. And the reason I like that is because it creates a world and you step inside it for like 30 minutes and you
Mhm.
live it real, it's really there in front of you. Um, so it's like musical theater, I guess, but
Yeah.
totally makes sense that with Trans-Siberian Orchestra, which definitely delivers that yeah.
That Christmas, the ghost of Christmas magic. And it really is like people really come for the moments, celebrating the Christmas and the spirits. And world is sometimes really scary and life is scary, and um it's such a nice thing to just being able to sort of get away. And I have a trouble with the modern art. modern music or modern movies, I'm really not into it.
Mm,
Um, like I don't like the new Star Wars. I don't like the new Marvel movies.
hmm
I don't like any of the Disney used to have that sort of power to
Yeah.
do that. And it's not there anymore, in my opinion. And the storytelling is gone. Everything's sort of about just political ideas and what world should be like and what you should think, and people putting their philosophies on you instead of telling a story.
hmm
And like as a fan of movies and music, like I really miss that so much. So much.
Are you currently writing original music?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am here in LA. I'm working on a
And
project that
ooh,
I had sort of ready for many years, but being an independent artist nowadays takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of dedication, a lot of money. That's already you're sort of investing into the art form that you want to deliver to people. So it's sort of like you have to have a multiple hats nowadays to think about everything. It's
yeah,
not just being a singer, like it's a lot. So it takes time.
that is so true. That is so true. But it is exciting that you are working on something new and something that like would be a soundtrack for Bram Stoker's Dracula. Um,
Sort of, for sure, absolutely.
whenever the first single comes out, I will share that. So if you could collect any three vinyl records of all time, what would you like to have?
That's a really tough one.
You can
Uh,
all pick
I'm
memorabilia.
trying to think about it I'm trying to think about it in a way. If it would be a vinyl, so it'd be something where like I wouldn't skip a one song on the album.
Hmm.
Really play it from the beginning till the end. So that for me probably would be the Iron Maiden, The Power Slave.
Okay.
Even with all the instrumentals on it, and they have like three instrumental songs on it. I don't ever skip it. To me,
Mhm.
it's entertaining. And the vinyl is it's the yellow pyramids, and the Eddie is a pharaoh
Yeah.
on it. Oh yes.
There we are. Here we are. Yeah.
Absolutely. So and I remember because I discovered Iron Maiden in 2007. Like that was my teenage years when I was 14 or 15. Like I discovered Iron Man in 2007, and that artwork still blew my mind completely. I just was like staring at it. They have like the little people walking, you know.
They do.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. See, like, but that's the thing, like it's so well crafted. Like people really cared about like not just the music, but like drawings and like, oh my
Yeah.
God, I appreciate any band that is like that nowadays, that they really put that work in. So that would be the Power Slave. Um, then well, I really love Whitesnake, so I have to put there like in 1987. Um, the album where's like there's still of the night on it,
Mhm.
crying in there. And then another album that I probably wouldn't skip any song on it would be the self-titled Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh, okay. Surprising. I had one other here that I thought you might say. If I can find it. Like
It's hard. It's really, really hard. Like I
oh,
very, very hard to.
I thought this was going to be possibly one of them.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Okay. So
But you just gave me three
I
options.
made
Like,
it so hard. I have to change the
all
question
right,
to be,
what are yours?
oh my
Top.
God. Okay. So mine, people usually don't ask me the questions. Mine would probably be, like, do I have it right here? Um, doopy-doopy-doo. I know that this would be one because this is the most played album I own. Diane Davidson, Mountain Mama. I
Amazing.
can't say that it is as perfect as Power Slave or The Magician's Birthday, but because the very last track on this song is just totally awful. Very last song on this album is totally awful. But this side A of this album is the soundtrack to Falling in Love on a Beach with a Bottle of Wine. Like
Um,
it's so beautiful. It's
uh,
got, yeah, right. And
amazing.
it's got a cover of a Joni Mitchell song on it called Carrie that is already a really good song, but Diane Davidson just like uh, turns it into this earthy thing and it's wonderful. Oh, maybe oh, definitely Tina Turner, Break Every Rule. There's nothing to skip on this album.
She's so hot.
She is. Okay. Yeah. Well, once again, the very last song on the album I could pass. Um, that is it is a hard question, isn't it? Oh,
It is. Oh, it's really like it's so, like, I don't know. You have like three children, you're supposed to name the favorite one.
totally. I have to change the question so it's what memorabilia would you have if you could have anybody's stuff? Do you think you can do that one off the cuff?
Probably, I mean, it has to be Iron Maiden for me. I
Okay.
literally I am a musician because of them. And my like it's just sort of like a my family. I mean, my dad and my brother, like we worship them sort of.
Oh yeah,
So it's like a very personal thing. So
totally relate to that too.
probably
Yeah. I that there I was like there's a boy in school who had a crush on me and I told him that I loved Iron Maiden and then his aunt worked at Sony, so he got me every Iron Maiden CD up to Life After Death as like a present. And so I listened to them all consecutively until I knew every word to every Iron Maiden song. So I definitely like trained myself to sing by annoying everyone in my house by singing along to every Iron Maiden song. So anyway, back to interviewing you. Enough of my stories. If you could play your next tour with any three bands alive today, who would you choose?
that's even tougher. Oh my God. Okay, let me think. Like, okay, we would probably just like crazy lineup that doesn't exist. Uh I would probably Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, and Iron Maiden. Like
Okay,
in prime.
it's a good classic lineup.
Mhm.
Um, so looking back on everything that you've been doing, what was a big decision you made that turned out to be a great choice?
Well, I come from a very small, it's not even a town, it's a village in the middle of the Czech Republic. My parents literally now they live in a place that, I mean, the population is 300 people.
Whoa.
So it's sort of like a middle of nowhere, and it is very traditional that you do not move or live very far from your birthplace. The traditional life is like you sort of get married and you stay very close to your family. And even living in Prague, which is the capital city and also like 4 hours drive away from the place
Hmm.
where my parents live, it's sort of like unthinkable.
Hmm.
It's not a thing that really happens, or not many people do that. Um, and it's totally fine. Like people find the comfort. My parents just love to be at home. They don't love to travel. They're not adventurous, and that's totally fine. But I sort of, since I was a kid, like I had the dream of becoming a musician and being in a band and travel the world and live in the US. I've really wanted to live in America since I was like 14. Um, but it was really hard when I played with the local bands. I had a Whitesnake tribute band when I was 13.
Wow. Very young to have any band.
And my parents really let me to perform.
Hmm.
Like Fridays, Saturdays, like playing the bars, like sort of
Oh,
watching over.
yeah.
I it was very strict. It was like, if I show up drunk or in any different state once, then I will have to quit music forever. So I really respected my parents, to just sing and do nothing else. But once I hit like 17, um, I was like, how am I gonna get out of here? Like like it's impossible. So I made the decision to sign up for the Czech and Slovak Idol, um, which sort of catapulted me into sort of a celebrity and well-known artist in the Czech Republic and Slovakia. And thanks to the people in the Czech Republic and my fans, that because I ended up being second. And I think that was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made, because it was not my thing. Like I was like, I don't want to be idol. I just want to have a band and play with the band and do all kinds of other things. But without it, I couldn't be like independent person that then one day like gets on the plane and leaves for the US and, you know,
Mm-hmm.
chasing the dream.
Mm-hmm.
So it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made, because
Yeah.
like without it, I don't know, I probably would be still somewhere else.
That's pretty amazing. It's like what was it like for you? Well, how old were you when you did Idol, and what was it like to do it?
So I was 17 years old. Um, it was really crazy. And I sort of understand like why people sometimes lose their minds, or fight depression or anxiety when the fame happens too soon.
Hmm.
I became famous basically just in 3 months.
Wow.
Or on the TV twice a week, watched by millions of people, and from somebody, nobody knows, suddenly you are on the covers of the magazines, and people are talking. It was so weird, like, people were talking about my virginity. It was like
Oh my God.
it was like the Britney Spears stuff, like
Oh my God.
a kid that's developing, and it's not like I was like completely immature, but everything happened so fast, and I'm very grateful for it because I learned so much. But there's so many people that want to, make money off of you, and it was very hard for my family, because my father, like, he really tried to protect me, but he was also not familiar with the music
Hmm.
industry. So I had few cries over the years, like, because it happened so fast, that um that there were difficult parts. I had to grow up. Like, it was just like this. There was not like you were 17, boom, 18, like you're an adult, and with everything, like just experiencing the world with everything in it. Um and I would say, like, I'm sort of an introvert. Like, I love to be an extrovert on the stage.
Hmm.
Private life, like, I don't like to be sort of out there, and
Yeah.
being nice and being, like, I just love to I love the normal life. Um so, it had like, it's really, there were like good things about it, and sort of really difficult things that happened. But thank God for that.
Yeah. I'm totally with you. It's like for this is great. I don't know what's so comfortable for me about these interviews, but I love them. And then otherwise, I like very private. My private business about everything else. But here I'll like blah blah blah.
No,
Anyway,
like, I discovered, I think I really was like 17, and there was like a cover of me, like Gabriela, blah blah blah, like, and her virginity stuff on the cover of the magazine. And then it was me, like, there was like me giving the exclusive interview, and I'm like, what? Like, I've never said anything like that. So I come to the gas station, like driving to a concert. I grab that magazine, I open it, and there's like questions, like 30 questions and answers that I was supposed to give to them. It was not me. Like someone literally made it up.
Whoa.
And you cannot go and sue these people. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
that's a really fucked up stuff about fame. That then like
Whoa.
people think about you things that you never even said or so weird.
That is so weird. That's so weird.
Yeah.
That's something to contemplate. Um, okay. Really cool answer though. Really interesting to hear about that like super fast journey from Czechia to like Miami, right? Miami? Uh,
Yeah, I mean, I lived in Florida. I lived in Tampa, London, um, and yeah, the audition for TSO was in Tampa.
oh, okay. Um, what is your favorite gear and your favorite stage wear? And personally, I need to know, where do you get the glitter that you wear?
Okay. I cannot talk about a stage gear much because I'm completely technically illiterate person. Let's make that very clear. I
Okay.
know probably more about makeup than I know about mics and all of that. I I I'm sort of my opinion is like if you are a really good singer and you work on yourself, you can make anything sound great. Bad microphone, good microphone shouldn't matter that much. There's probably a way that when a sound engineer can mess it up to make you sound bad, but if you're a good singer, doesn't matter. So I have no idea. I'm literally like one of those clueless singers that if you would ask me, what is your favorite microphone? I'm like, I have no idea. Give me the good one. That's all all that matter. Same with in-ears. I'm one of those singers that's very irresponsible, sometimes not even carrying their own gears. Like sometimes the crew hates me because I'm like, yikes. Yeah, I don't have gears. Like, do you have some? I really not great, not great. Um, but makeup, that's something different that I definitely love that, like fashion and makeup for sure. And this glitter is from Colourpop.
Color Bop?
Colourpop is the
Color.
brand. And they have these like little it's like a gel glitter, like a
Okay.
consistency.
I
And I'm all about glitter now. Yeah, I'm back to the 2000 mermaid stuff. Which
yes.
make
I'm
make it goth,
butterfly right now.
make it goth. But oh
Mm,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
we are
I
very,
yeah,
very 2000, 2000. So
love it.
bring it
I
back.
love
I'm ready for the bubble gum, the return of the bubble gum.
yeah.
But
I
as you said, goth. Goth fairy.
mermaid make it goth.
Yes, yes. Love it.
Yeah,
Um, I cannot wait to get that glitter.
yeah. It's actually
And
sort of like a
all of your tops too that you wear in your Instagram posts with like the little sequins all over them are so fabulous. I love them so much. What is a performance memory that you will never forget?
I think we were probably the first show with TSO. Because when I joined them, I spoke English for probably like a year or less. And I was 21 coming to, the big world. Because I come from a very small country. It's not the same. And it's like it was, the arena, 15,000 seats, 15,000
Wow.
people. Um, and it was Al Pitrelli he's the guitar player and the musical director of TSO, and he introduced me. He was very nice, like just talking to the crowd, like, and all the way from the Czech Republic, like this young talented lady, like she's coming to sing the song for you guys, so please, like, a warm welcome. And then I got, I felt so welcomed, like people were so excited to have someone from across the ocean just coming to sing like a song for them.
Mhm.
And then so I get in the middle of the stage, and it's not like I've never Up till that point, like I performed for big crowds, but it was different. It's a different culture. It's a different continent. It feels very it's an honor to be there and being embraced by someone, some different sort of crowd. And so I just, there was like a spotlight on me, and it was an acoustic song. And Al Petrelli, he was supposed to give me the chord because I was supposed to start singing,
Mhm.
and the guitar didn't work.
Oh, what did you do?
He plays the chord, nothing comes, like nothing happens. So I was just like, okay, great. Okay. So I think I said something funny, I think, and the audience laughed, and it was amazing. Like it just took all that, like it took all the pressure off. And then Al said something like, "Oh, but we are professionals," like big, big stage and all of that. And so I calmed down, and it was amazing. It was amazing. People loved it.
That is a beautiful story. It's always like, I think it is often the first time that you do something new that is the very special, memorable one, even when that thing is very small. Um, do you have any, oh, actually, one other question. What is your favorite self-care after a long day of performing, touring, or writing or practice?
Um, I I mean I am not a stay-at-home person, meaning I don't like to be at home for long period of time. I love to be on a tour. I just, it the most happy and the most mentally sane I am,
Hmm.
it's when I'm touring and when I'm working. But um but the first week after like a long tour, when I come home into my place where I'm sort of surrounded by things and colors that I really like, and I just, I don't know, lay down on the couch, and I sort of want to always like digest everything that happened, because tour life is very fast, routine-ish, and you don't really have time to just take your breath. So I don't know, like after the last tour, like I was so jet lagged, and I just lay down on a couch and just wrap myself in a fluffy stuff. I love like a fluffy blanket and fluffy pillows and everything, making myself like a cup of coffee, or in my favorite mug, and then just sort of think about all the good stuff that happened. The bad stuff, shit happens, but like some memories or all of that, like that for sure would be sort of like my ritual, to just take 2 days completely off, when I just stare into the wall and think about the good stuff that happened. I sort of need that because I'm always on go, always
Mhm.
thinking, overthinking. And so I made this promise to myself that I really take that time to just decompress
Mm.
after each.
So nice. Sounds kind of like sort of like a gratitude practice and like processing, and like when you process things you just get to like store those memories in
Yeah.
such a like stronger way.
And
So,
I had to do that. I had to learn that. I'm still learning that because I had a Lyme disease
oh.
for a very long time, over 5 years. And there's, for the chronic Lyme disease, there really isn't a cure.
Hmm.
There's not a like amount of antibiotics that you can do or detoxify. And so I sort of got myself into, because I tried everything over the years to get better. Um, but I had to go into the psychosomatic realm, like how
Oh.
much that also my thoughts and my mind, how much is it causing for the disease to be worse?
Hmm.
When I worked more on um, really sort of tracking how are my thoughts during the day, and find the patterns that really were worsening
Hmm.
psychosomatically, like my chronic pain, let's say, I got better. I
Oh
got
wow.
better.
Hmm.
Yeah. There's like a program for it that is for chronically ill people
Mhm.
that like incredible testimonials by really literally working on just the way they think that improved their conditions. So, there's surely something for like to it because I it's something that I myself like saw gave me
Yeah.
the progress.
It, yeah. I don't know why it made me think of this, but I was watering my plants earlier today and I was thinking of all the veins inside of them and all the veins inside of us and just how how much care we really deserve. Like if you water your plants every day, you get these big bushes of them. And I
Yeah, they
think like,
were like they were like a they did like a scientific experiments, I think with words or something
oh yeah.
that it actually changed the crystals. Uh like the it changed the pattern of the water based on that. Also, they were trying to like even watering plants with like saying something like bad stuff
Mm-hmm.
and then good stuff, like insulting and criticizing the plant and saying like you bitch or whatever. I don't know. And then the other one was the loved ones, and it really like turned out like that, the one that was loved like really flourished. So
So I
I
read this.
don't know, it's interesting. Like
Yeah.
scientifically, like they really sort of see that phenomenon. So
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I read this article maybe like a week ago about how bird songs affect plants and plants like in when the birds sing in the early morning just before the dawn breaks, it causes the plants they like are able to see it to open something on the underside of their leaves, which like allows more carbon in and so the plants grow larger. Because I actually kind of wondered why birds sang before dawn break. And so then they like tried playing high-pitched female vocals and it made the plants grow. So I was like, "Oh, okay. New job." I can
yeah,
see the
yeah. No, I mean, I'm sure there is a symbiosis that's happening on the planet Earth, and I don't know. We're as a humankind, like we're sort of arrogant to see that,
Yeah.
and we go more towards the technology rather than going back and ground ourselves. Maybe we would be less sick if we would be more in the nature and less surrounded in like cities with no trees and staring
Yeah.
into our computers. Like it's the way it is. Like i'm sure
Mhm.
i'm sure there has to be a balance, but going for the technocratic future sort of scares me. I'm not a really fan of that. So, and it's life. Like I sort of was ignorant myself when it came to my health and neglecting myself, just always working and always thinking like how can I perfect things, and
Hmm.
myself to death until my health collapsed, not ever really processing emotions or just like next move on, and I don't know, then the disease happened and my health really failed, and I was forced
Hmm.
change myself because I had no any other option. Like,
Avril Lavigne also had Lyme's disease for many years, and so she was on a hiatus there for a while. Just like, and actually, like you, I think her career I mean, she started in a band when she was like 13, and her career took off when she was 17. So maybe you guys should be friends. Okay. Do you have any new announcements for us? Like where we can listen to your music as well?
everything is in preparation right now. I'm in LA. I finally moved to LA this January. So I'm happy that I sort of really get time to be in the studio and working on my own stuff. So I'll keep you posted when that happens. And everything that's going on with me is going to be on my Instagram mainly. It's the Gabriela Gun official Instagram, um, which is sort of like a platform that I share everything there.
Okay. I was in LA yesterday and a couple days before that. And I got to go to Topanga Hills. It's like this like crazy artsy thing in Woodland Heights.
Oh, cool. That's super close.
Oh, okay. I,
It's away.
let me tell you, my gothic mermaid friend, that there is a store there that you must visit called I think it's called Hidden Treasures. It's where I got these. And I also got this like neon orange fluffy robe for the house. So it is definitely your kind of place. Let me,
Okay.
let me find the name of the store for you. Yes, it's called Hidden Treasure and it looks outrageously wonderful. These these things,
No way.
yeah, they're all like all the whole sign is made out of sequins that blow in the wind, and inside it's just like maybe like 6 rooms of just like color and feathers and glitter, and they have eyeshadow glitter. So go
Okay,
enjoy.
I'm gonna check it out. Absolutely. Because that's not that. It's super close.
And
Super close.
it's like really close to the beach too. So like you can drive up to this place. I hope I'm not like blowing up the spot, but you can drive up there and there's like cafes and stuff, and then the beach is on the other side. All right, so we're gonna play a game. I'm gonna hold up 2 pieces of vinyl and you'll pick one that you like or you want to say something about. And okay. Pat Benatar or Shaka Khan?
Probably Pat Benatar. Because she's got a great voice. I really love her voice. And her and Anna Wilson probably would be like the girls from the 80s that and Janet Gardner from Vixen.
Ah, yes, definitely. Janet Gardner is such a um she should be more appreciated. Few people actually like
I know, I know. I think that what happens what happened with Vixen was like they came out too late. It was like
oh
80, 90. So they, that was the time when like everything turned into grunge. And I don't think that they really had enough time to get the respect and acknowledgement. But like Rivet Up is like one of my favorite albums of all time.
yeah, they also did. I think it's actually just like so great when really good singers like will allow songwriters to write for them too. Like you can be a great singer and a great songwriter, but sometimes it's just like takes it to the next level if you're like Vixen, Janet Gardner, you let somebody who's really good at songwriting do it.
Yeah, no, I mean honestly, like you have to have like an ego check thing. Like it's like what I am capable of, and or otherwise you're gonna end up like Jennifer Lopez making a documentary about yourself writing, you know, stuff that you're not supposed to write
You
because you
know,
are a screenwriter or whatever. Like you have to have a this like okay, I suck at songwriting. I cannot write lyrics. I need help. Like
yeah. Oh man, so many times I see that. I'm like, wow, this person is so talented. They just need to hire a songwriter. Also so funny because somebody else was telling me how awful that J-Lo movie was. I didn't see it yet, but now you guys got me curious. And
I checked in just because I wanted to like I wanted to see like how sort of delusional you can be,
that's
about
that's what everybody's saying.
you're the center of the universe. And it's
Okay,
just
so you watch Ninth Heart and I'll watch the J-Lo movie.
I'm sorry.
And but also Vixen is about to like have a new singer. They're switching out again. Don't
Yeah.
nod like that. Is it you?
Huh? I cannot say anything. That's, you're
Okay.
gonna find
All
who
right.
is this.
uh Barbara Streisand or Donna Summer?
Oh, that's hard. That is really hard. Donna Summer probably for the, looking for the hot stuff and all the disco stuff that I really, really love. Um, Barbara Streisand, I like her from like for the musicals more. So
Ooh, yeah, that's a good point.
I love Bee Gees. I love ABBA. I love the 70s disco stuff, 80s slash.
So, great point about Barbara Streisand's musicals. Like Hello Dolly, just send me every outfit, I'll wear them. And but actually, these two did a song together. And what it's called? no more tears. But something I just learned recently about Donna Summer is that she was in a psychedelic rock band for her
Really?
first musical project. She
Oh.
started as a rock singer. Isn't that cool?
See, I don't know. Somehow I always there's always something that's like a like has the roots of like rock and metal or somehow because like I am a big fan of Dua Lipa. Like if I listen to anything from the modern world, Dua Lipa would be probably my favorite just because she goes back to the disco original stuff. And then I just always like sound wise, I thought like her music was so raw and so real. And then you find out that like that Chad Smith, the drummer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, plays on her songs the drums.
Aha. That
You know,
makes
so
so much
there's
sense.
always like a root, like oh, okay, no, now I know why I liked it so much because
Yeah. If anybody finds an album from a band called Crow that Donna Summer sang on, please contact us because I haven't been able to find that music yet. Okay.
wow,
So,
amazing.
speaking of modern things, Demi Lovato or Tina Turner?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
very easy.
no contest at all. There she is,
Oh,
Black Cat.
sorry, no, like she Tina is she's a queen. She's the original, you
She is
know.
Acid Queen. Um,
Absolutely.
do you have a favorite Tina track? Favorite Tina track?
I love the Golden Eye song for James
Oh,
Bond
that one
because
is.
I love like that's it's an incredible song and I love her voice. Like it's just so evil. Um, we don't need another hero. It's a great song. And then in Superstar or the Idol, I sang the Costa de la Vita
Mm,
with Eros Ramazzotti. That was the duet. So that's also a really great song.
love it. Okay, Stevie Nicks or Bonnie Tyler?
Oh, that's hard. Um,
I make it
mm,
hard. I do.
you are. That's no, that's like 50-50. I cannot really.
Okay.
Stevie Nicks is
Love
like
about both. Yeah.
Stevie Nicks gets the visual extra point because I love the witchy stuff. That is more my vibe. So sometimes when I'm writing things, like I reference to it a lot. Like I want sort of Stevie Nicks, the witchy stuff.
Hmm.
For my song. So okay, she gets the plus 5 points for the cool visual vibe. Like love it.
And then Bonnie.
Hard. Um, great voice. Just
Yes.
the raspiness is it's not it's it's in the voice. Like she has it. Some
Yeah.
people need to make it. I'm one of those people that need to make it, and I worked over 10 years trying to find out like how to technically make it sound as my
Hmm.
that she has it, like she was born with it. So jealous.
Does. She does. You know what I just realized right now? Rick Derringer did the guitars on this album.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
What
that
year,
makes a lot of
what
sense
year
too.
is that? What year is that? Is that when it was recorded?
83, or at least released in 83. Yeah. Okay, and then last set, also witchy, Grace Slick gone solo or Jinx Dawson's Coven. Oh, you know what else I just realized? We got a visual parallel with these as well.
uh Coven probably.
Okay, what do we love about Coven?
Um she's like a Bridget Bardot.
Oh yeah.
The makeup, the hair, um very iconic. Um don't know. There's just not people like that anymore.
You know, and she took it so far. My favorite story about Jinx that I've told 100,000 times is she released this album right after the Manson murders. So she was touring in the late 60s. 67, she was already touring with Coven. She was throwing up the devil horns. Her friend, Ronald, also known as Ronnie, he was playing bass in Elf. So I guess he just played bass with these two fingers, and that's how he did it first. I don't know. But anyway, she was,
Elf, like that Elf was like Ronnie James Dio, right?
yeah, that's right. Ronnie James Dio played bass in Elf.
Is
And
it that Ronnie got it from them, possibly?
oh, I don't know.
Ronnie James Dio is the one who's known for that, and it's like it should be like the actually the protection from evil. Um, and but that's an interesting coincidence. Like, where did they? Because Ronnie James Dio was playing with the Elf before he joined, I think, Black Sabbath. So, or
Yeah.
right, I don't know.
So what? So okay. So she releases this album, and then the Manson murders happen, and so LA is in a state of satanic panic, and so the her album is pulled from circulation, and it did make its way all the way to the UK. It was circulated very far, and in the UK there was this band called the Polka Tulk Blues Band, and it had this singer. So, by the way, her bassist name is Oz Osborne. So, the singer for the Polka Tulk Blues Band changes his name to Ozzy Osbourne, and the Polka Tulk Blues Band changes their band name to the first track on this album, Black Sabbath, and they begin to write satanic rock music. So, they are taken to court during the Satanic Panic for writing satanic rock music, and it's on TV and it's a humongous palooza of attention, and their band blows up.
I had no idea.
So girls started heavy metal.
Ah, now we have it all figured out. All the feminists out there are going to be really excited about it.
This is actually a girl thing.
It actually is pretty feminine. So,
Yeah.
well, it's I don't know. I really I'm so into this stuff. I really am. Like I could nerd and like I love to learn because like it's I'm not that familiar with the band. Like to the point of like that. But what a story. That's really crazy.
Yeah. I mean, Jinx is always telling everybody that she did it first. And I guess she just kind of looks like the crazy lady. It's so
Yeah.
easy to get pigeonholed. Um, but like if you look at the numbers and the facts, she's right. She did. So anyway, and thank you, Jinx, for
And
doing it.
it's still a thing. Like it's just that the satanic theme is still quite popular
It
for the
sure is. It sure is. Yeah. Um, okay, well, that's it for today. Thank you for everything. It was like a dream for me to interview you.
fun. I really enjoyed it. It was amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye, Jody.